Hello, hello there. It's Maker's Monday, and I'm Rose from the Painted Toad, and we're gonna make something today. So I hope you're having a great morning. If you're jumping on, say hello. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. My kids are on winter break, so I got to sleep in a little bit this morning. Hence, you're gonna see my hair curl as I as it dries here. So you can watch with fascination the damp hair curling up as we go. Anyways, I hope you're having a great morning, and I am. I'm having a good morning, and I've got a fun project for you today. I have two projects just in case, but you know how I am. I always plan more than what I need to do, and I usually only finish one thing. I painted this last Wednesday. I called it Shamrocks and Shenanigans, and it was just something we played around with and painted in a mixed media pad, and I really love how mine turned out. Like, I feel like it needs to come out of the mixed media pad and be displayed in my house. So sometimes with items like this, it's just on paper. So it's not on canvas. It's not, something you can just hang up. It needs a little reinforcement. So that's what we're going to work on today. And then if we get that done, I have another little shamrock. So we're going to do shamrocks today. I got my shamrock shirt on here. Let me show you. We got art shamrocks. I wore this last week too. I got to wear it as much as I can. So let's get started. I'm going to jump on down here, and you can see here I've got this, and what I have here, so this was Thanksgiving clearance at my local Meijer. Good morning, Melissa. Um, and I want to say, like, it says $3.49, but I think I got this like 90% off. So it was like only like, I don't know, 60 cents or 30, like it was super duper cheap. So I grabbed a bunch of them. I have like a ton of these. So this one says never stop making wishes, but we're gonna use it for St. Patrick's Day. I've got a couple of them actually. I've got this one too. This one's kind of cute. It says, "Oh snap." Um, but since I did this in a square shape, and I have this and it's square, and I'm like, let's do this. So this mixed media pad I have here is by, let's see here, in case you want to get one yourself. It's by Canson. I actually have the link on my website if you want to purchase one yourself, but it's great for playing around. You can see this is something else I played around with my Painter's Pond members. We did neurographic art. That's another thing we did. And so I do like lots of my different paintings and things in here. And sometimes, I come up with something like this and I really love it. And I'm like, oh, I wish I would have done it on canvas. So, but today what I'm going to show you is how we can transfer this to something else so that we can, use it as a decor item or use it as something to decorate with. Hey, Lisa, good morning. So I'm just going to take my scissors here. I'm going to give this a little bit of an edge just in case I need it. I think what my plan here is, I could get out my nice paper cutter and all that, but I'm just going to eyeball it because we're going to layer on this and do a couple different things. So I'm not too worried about this being perfect, even though I'll probably still try to trim it and get it perfect. Good morning to everyone watching. I'm Rose from the Painted Toad, and I am an artist, a painter, a maker, a creator. I'm in everything. I like to do all sorts of different creative projects. Painting is one of my favorite things to do, but I am always doing arts and crafts and making things. So this was a painting I did last week. I called it Shamrocks and Shenanigans. It's acrylic. I'll hold it up here. You could say I got a little glitter glue on there. We used some paint pens. It was super easy, super fun. It's actually on the Painted Toad. If you want the link for the actual tutorial, just put Shamrock in the comments and I'll give you the link. But it's super fun. So if you are not a painter, this is one of those projects where you just kind of play around and have fun with it. You use the tools and there's no wrong way to do it. I know sometimes people, oh, thanks, Lisa. Yeah, it was one of my favorites too, which is why I'm like, I gotta like do something with it. I can't just leave it in my mixed media pad. So, I think what I want to do is I want to mount it in here so that it has like its own box frame. Now you can see it's not quite perfect. Let's see here. What could we do? You know what I might do? I think I will trim it all the way down. No, I won't. I keep changing my mind. This is what I do frequently. This is me thinking. Good morning, Jane. It's like squirrels or, you know, like a little gerbil on a wheel, like running around in my brain. So, welcome to the Painted Toad, where Rose has squirrels and other furry little creatures running around in her brain. So my thought is we could do a lot of cute things with this. I'm going to get this mounted down, and then what I want to do is I kind of want to hide this papery edge. So I grabbed a ton of my ribbons and things like that to see what we could put down over this. Like we could do, ooh, that would look really pretty with the glittery ribbon. Hey, Marley. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. Um, yeah, Marley's just saying that my tutorials are super crazy and fun. Yeah, lots of squirrels going around here. But I have all these lovely little ribbons, and we can really do something cool here. So this is, let's just think about it here. We got this. That doesn't quite show up. I kind of like the other. But we could do a glittery gold edge like this. This would be pretty. I can also paint this frame. Do you think I should do maybe the frame in gold or something like that? Instead of just the plain brown. I could just leave it as the plain brown. Any suggestions on that? In the meantime, boy, I'm talking up a storm this morning. Your new Bob Ross. Yes, and you can watch my hair curl this morning because I just washed it. So it's gonna slowly like spring up as we're going today. So I'm going to use a little bit of Mod Podge to put this on here. I will admit, Mod Podge is not my favorite thing, but for projects like this, it is helpful. Yes, I think so, Cindy. I think, what color do you think I should paint the frame? Do you think I should go with a gold paint? I think that might be really pretty. In fact, I should probably paint it gold before we glue this because then I'll get gold on there and it'll be a mess. So let's do that first. Man, I am all over the place this morning. So I have some glorious gold by Deco Arts. And this is a pretty one that I like. I have another one. It's an enamel paint gold that I like too. It's kind of like a traditional type gold. It's not too yellow. I don't like a really yellow gold. Yes, I agree, Lisa. Gold is always a good choice. In fact, it'd probably go really well with this Make-A-Wish. Maybe we should do this. No, I want to do my Shamrock project here. So I'm just going to take a brush along here, and I'm going to do the whole inside of the frame here. And here's the cool thing. If we do this first, we can make a big old mess and get it all on here. I don't care because we're going to put stuff over it anyways, so it's not going to matter. So let's I don't know if anybody else gets annoyed by that when you're painting the inside of a frame and then you accidentally get paint on this part and it's like, oh, you got to keep fixing it. There we go. So I'm just using a flat brush here. I do like using craft paints for painting on the wood and stuff. They're just smoother. My artist acrylics, they're just too thick for wood. So a lot of times I'll just paint wood and things with my craft paints. There we go. I'm calming down now. I got the paint. Can you see the difference? Rose is painting now, and now she's calmer. That's the effect of creativity and painting. It's therapeutic and soothing, right? But the little Shamrock project, let me know. Just put Shamrock in the comments and I'll give you the link to that. And even if you're not a painter, it is so much fun to play around with the paints and do little creative doodles. It's like I called it my doodle ditty. LOL, Goose Fabra. Yes. I'm reading your comments here. You guys are coming so fast. Oh, you use shamrocks all the time. Yeah, I'm an 8th Irish, so I got a little bit Irish in me. So shamrocks are always a good thing. A little bit of good luck, right? Awesome, Norma. I will get that into you. I'll put that link in after we finish with the live. But yeah, it's super duper fun and super easy. And I know a lot of people get intimidated when they have to paint a canvas. So mixed media pad is always a great alternative to kind of explore where you don't feel that pressure of having to create some masterpiece. Um, I am definitely a painter who it took time to get over that. You know, when I was younger, I thought I had to be this, amazing artist, and I'd see other people's art and I'd be like, oh, I'm not that good. Anybody else like that? Like, I can't draw. I'm not an artist. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be able to draw to be an artist. You don't have to do that to enjoy it, to enjoy creating, even, crafting. A lot of artists are like, well, crafters aren't artists. Well, that's not true. That is not true. All right, to save time with you all, I am going to paint this gold, but I'm not going to do it now, okay? Because that's just kind of boring, and I want to show you the steps of the actual project. So just mental note, don't forget to paint the outer edge of the frame. I will do that later. You all don't really need to see that. It's just me adding paint. It's like paint drying, right? Okay, watching paint dry. There. So you saw I got a little bit of scruffiness on the edge here. Doesn't really matter. I might smooth it out a little bit so we don't have any lumpy paint smudging. And then let's get in here with the Mod Podge. So, like I said, it's not my favorite medium, but it does work great for little projects like this. If I can get it open. Oh, all right. Well, there we go. The thing with this is you can kind of spread it on there. And I don't like to use my best brushes for Mod Podge. I kind of use my old crusty brushes. Unless you want like a real smooth surface, like if you're going to go over it with Mod Podge, which we're going to do to protect the surface because it is paper. But I'm just going to get this on here. Just going to spread it all over. And for like, I don't know, 40 or 60 cents, whatever this was, like you can't beat getting stuff on clearance like that and then using it later. This was Thanksgiving clearance. So, I'm using it for St. Patrick's Day now, but it's so versatile. It's just a great little shape here. So always keep an eye out for stuff like post-season. Like I think right now I'm going to have to go back and check. Though I have a ton of Valentine's stuff, more than likely Michael's will be getting Valentine's stuff in. Their stuff has been so behind this year with the shipping and everything. So they're probably going to have Valentine's stuff on clearance for the next month or so. So you get that, and then once St. Patrick's Day is passed, go and get all that stuff. They don't always put out a lot for St. Patrick's Day, but, might as well get it on clearance when they do put it out. All right, so I'm taking this. This was from my mixed media pad. It's on paper, but it's nice, sturdy paper, okay? This mixed media pad has nice, thick paper. It's ideal because you want to be able to paint on it. You don't want the paper rippling and stuff. Now, I'm not too worried here about my paper edges. I'm just going to press this down, kind of get it. It's not quite perfect in terms of size, but we'll get that all squared up. And of course, it's going to misbehave on me. All right, so let's see. I'm going to take some of the Mod Podge, and we're going to just put it right over the edge of this. And I may need to, we may need to stick this down with something else because it's not cooperating at once. As soon as I hit the Mod Podge, it's like, ooh, I want to peel up. So let's see. There we go. Slather that baby on, right? Slather it on. Let's get that all down. Oop, look it. I did pull a little gold on the edge. That's okay. We're going to cover that up. Near. Actually, it kind of gives it an old-fashioned look here. Okay. So once I get this in here, my plan is I'm going to take a little ribbon and put it over the edge. Yes, you can use Mod Podge for many things. And sometimes I just leave things in there. You can also take stuff from your mixed media art pad and frame it, put it under a glass frame, and that will also protect it. So, you know, if you really create something that you love and you want to display, you can always do that. Let's see. We're going to get this edge right here. My gold, look at my gold. It is getting on there. Darn gold paint. Come on. I should have dried it. That's what happens when I move too quickly. I'm not worried though, because we'll cover it up. It'll get covered up. Now you could also, like if you wanted to, let's say you don't want to put Mod Podge over this, because sometimes the Mod Podge leaves a kind of a weird texture. You could always use like a piece of plastic or something like that to put over the top of this, and then you can just seal it in, you know, using ribbon or something like that, so like it's all a completed piece. Hold on here, I got a little on the edge. There. That's the other thing with the Mod Podge. It wants to get everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. So this is kind of sticking up a little bit, but we'll get it to stay. We're just gonna keep pressing. And then I'm gonna put that ribbon over it. Okay, before I add the ribbon though, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna go over my design. Now, when you first put it on, the Mod Podge is going to look a little bit cloudy. Okay, that's normal. It will dry clear. This is a gloss Mod Podge, so it will have a glossy finish. So don't be too worried about it, like, you know, if it's like, oh no, it's changing the color, I don't like that. It will dry clear. The only thing is, I'm not sure. Hopefully it comes across over the glitter and doesn't mess up my glitter. If it does mess up the glitter, I'll just go back over the glitter with more glitter glue, because that can kind of stand up on its own. But I just kind of want to cover this to protect it. Now you can use other mediums to protect your paintings. Some people will use like there's like something, Liquitex makes a brand of clear, like a clear gloss coat that you can use. So you can get other things besides Mod Podge to cover this up. Some people will varnish. They'll even varnish their acrylic paintings to protect the surface. I don't always do that. I mean, I don't expect my paintings to be around for hundreds of years. I don't think they're going to end up in, you know, the Louvre, especially since I'm in America. I don't know if I'd make it over to France, right? But, you know, some people do like to do that to preserve their artwork. I'm not always a big fan of the varnish because over time it will yellow. So you have to be really careful what you're putting on top of your paintings. You don't want it to start to yellow over time, because that'll ruin the painting. Hi, Rhonda from Indiana. Welcome. I'm Rose from the Painted Toad, and we're doing a little Mod Podge project. This is something I painted in my mixed media art pad, and it was something I wanted to hang up in my house or put out for St. Patrick's Day, because I just thought it turned out really cute and I didn't want to just leave it in there. Sometimes when I play around in my mixed media pad, I really love some of the projects I come up with. So this is a way to make something a little more permanent that wasn't really intended to be permanent at the beginning. I'm working around the glitter a little bit because the glitter glue, you know, when you go over it with a Mod Podge, it loses a little bit of its shine, and I'm hoping those areas show up later and don't lose their shine. Okay, there we go. I think I got the whole thing covered, and like I said, it should start to look more clear as it dries. I feel like, did I put some on there? I think I did. I'm gonna just put a little more. This part doesn't look like I covered it. Maybe I just smoothed it out more. There we go. All right, now I think it's all covered. So it should dry clear. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really annoyed. Oh, thank you, Susan, for sprinkling. from New York. Oh, Susan, welcome, welcome. Check me out. I'm the Painted Toad. You can always follow me on Facebook, right? YouTube, Facebook. I'm all over the place. Even in the projects I do, I'm all over the place. Okay, what did I do with my glitter? I grabbed the glitter ribbon and then I set it down and I lost it now. This is typical. This is typical Monday behavior. Oh, it's right here. It's right in front of me. All right, there we go. Oh, it's always crazy on Maker's Monday. So, what do you guys think of this green glitter ribbon? I really think, I mean, I could go with that, super sparkly, or we could give it a totally different look. This is some of my favorite lacy ribbon here. We could go with like the lacy look as well. Or I could put lace on the edge, which would make it look, a little bit, I don't know. I think of Ireland, I think of like crocheted lace and things like that, like the Celtic knots and all of that kind of stuff, that handmade stuff. Yes. Oh, me too, Tarita. That's why I don't always like to use Mod Podge because it stays tacky forever. I feel like it always has that sticky feeling. So, no, I completely agree with you. Susan, yes, that's what I'm thinking. The lace on the frame, or I showed earlier before you got here, I've got this gorgeous, it's like a gold netting, and that could also be really pretty on the frame. So we'll kind of mess around with those. But first, I think I'm going to do the green around this outer edge, and that is going to hide the kind of the ripply edge of my paper here, so we can kind of get that down, and so it looks a little bit more finished. So it almost looks like, maybe I painted it right on there. But let's get this. I could go sideways. I think I'm just going to keep this super simple in terms of cutting it. Let's see here. We need to do. That's always the tricky part, right? Trying to get the ribbon cut to size. I'm going to hold it. I could measure it, but I don't have my tape measure here, and I don't know. I'm not a measurer. I'm an eyeballer. I like to eyeball things. Sometimes that produces more waste, but Dolores, I haven't tried the matte. You like the matte, it doesn't stay sticky. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind. I would like to try that because yes, the gloss Mod Podge, I completely agree with you. It does have that sticky finish when it's done. And if you don't like that texture, though this I think will be okay because it's kind of set down in the frame, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. But I've made some other things that and used it, and that's why I was like, oh, I don't really care for this. So I don't use it very often. And I haven't gotten anything from, I haven't tried other ones because I was like, oh, I don't like Mod Podge. So then I just don't buy anymore. But I'll have to try the matte. That actually might be something to try. All right, let's cut these. And I think if we go both ways here, yeah, this one and this one should fit. Now, is it completely square? You always got to check because sometimes it's not quite exact. So I think I'll cut 2 more of these for the sides, and then I know the bottom edges are pretty good. And I could go in and be fancy and miter the edges, but I'm not going to do all that. Nope. We're going to keep it simple. The other cool thing I could do is, you can always add like buttons or, some sort of little embellishment in each corner. Karen, you like the matte as well. All right, I'm going to have to go out and get matte then. I want to try it because I hate Mod Podge, and this is all I had. And I'm like, it's the only thing I had to use. I could have used, I also have some spar urethane, but that's really smelly, and I don't think I want to use it. Matt is, oh wow, you guys are like, yay! Okay, see, I'm learning. Thank you for sharing that. I am always up to learning something new. So anybody else that thinks they're going to do a project like this, everyone is saying that matte is the better form of Mod Podge. And now you've given me an excuse to go to the craft store and buy some. Darn, I got to go to the craft store again. I haven't actually been in over a week. Can you believe that? We had so much snow here in Michigan that I haven't been to the craft store. I had my old reliable on standby, my old reliable glue gun, but I'm going to use just some tacky glue. Tacky's my favorite. I know there's other types of glue. I am a tacky girl. I like to be tacky. Um, but it's my favorite. It's my favorite. Karen, you're so funny. You guys crack me up. Crack me up. You know, I'm not on a first name basis yet, especially at Michael's. I think I go there more than Hobby Lobby. Michael's is my favorite. Um, but I think the manager's starting to recognize my face. Like, we're not on a first name basis yet, but I think he's starting to recognize me. He's like, oh, that lady's here again. There we go. So this will be nice because this will kind of hide our ripply paper edge because it is going to ripple up a little bit. It's paper. It will settle down. Once the moisture kind of evaporates, it will settle down. But it's always going to be a little ripply when you add any sort of Mod Podge or anything else liquid on it, any sort of glue, or it's just going to be ripply like that. I think this is going to turn out super cute. I'm not going to say here, but I might have time to start my other project that I had planned. That never happens. I don't want to speak too soon though, because I usually never get to my second project. Sometimes I barely finish my first project. There we go. This ribbon is a little bit porous. Some of the glue is popping through, but it should dry and be okay. There. I like this because it's bringing out the shiny glitter of the glitter glue. What do y'all think? Doesn't that look lovely? I love it. All right, so we had two choices here for the frame. I could just leave the frame as is, or, oh, I'm reading Cindy. It's best to get the craft store tomorrow. 71 here. Ooh, wow. Yes, you got, I don't know what we have coming to Michigan. We had a bunch of snow, but I don't know if we have more coming. I'm gonna have to look. I'll have to look at the weather. All right, so we have this lacy. We could do a lacy look, or we can go with the gold, and we can do this look with the gold. What do you think you like better? And I'm kind of putting it in the frame here. I could also see if I have some thinner. If I put it outside the frame, there's nothing to hang this. Oh, no, there is. I lied. Okay, I could hang it up. So if you put it outside like this, sticking out, you could hang it. But if you put it inside, then you can like use it as a shelf sitter. I was just planning on using it more like a shelf sitter instead of hanging it up. I almost feel like I need to take something and smush it on here. I might do that. I just don't want to do it while the Mod Podge is wet. Yeah, once it settles down here, we will smush it. So what are we thinking? Do you like the lace or the gold? Lace or gold? I can tell you what I think I already like, because see, you get two totally different looks. What if we did lace on gold? No, that's not gonna work. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, I see lace from Cindy. Anybody else want to jump in there and give their opinion? Because I'm just not sure what I want to do with it. Anyone else? Anyone else? I'm only hearing lace. Let me see what else I have too. I also have, well, I grabbed a lot of thick stuff. Like I have this. This was, I think, from Dollar Tree. It's really big. Oh, we're seeing gold. Gold, gold, gold. Like this would be cute. This would almost be cute to put on the outer edges. It's not quite thick enough. Or, you know, like with a bow or something like that, you could do something like that. I don't know. I think that's too thick though. I think this frame is a little bit too small. I just can't decide. I think I'm leaning towards the gold because it's kind of a sparkly thing going on. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. The other thing I can check is see what I have the most of. I might not have the most of something else. I do kind of like the gold. I'm leaning towards the gold. I'm a glitzy girl, glitzy. And then maybe I'll add some little pearls or something along the edges. All right, I think I made a decision. So if you don't like it, tough. And do I have enough? I don't know where I got this gold from, but whoever gave it to me, it's like cut in all these little sections. So it's like they used it, but then they changed their mind and didn't use it. And then it's like got all these little pieces cut into sections. So I never know if I'm going to get a big long strip of it or if it's just going to be, sticking all over. Let's see. I'm going to stick with my same plan here. I'm going to do some tacky along here. Oh, I said I was going to test it first. Well, I guess we're gluing something on there because I just put the glue on. That's how I roll. Sometimes my hand works faster than my brain. Anybody have that happen? All right, there we go. Put that there. Give it a little trim. This is kind of like a fishing net almost. So that could be kind of Celtic, like a little fishing village in Ireland, little Irish fishing village look. There we go. And then we're going to do the ones on the top. So, do we like it? Oh, I do kind of like it crisscrossed. It gives a little square in the corners. I think that looks kind of cool. I just need a little glue on top of each corner. So we got one here, and we got one here. A little bit here. Let's pull this across. There we are. Give it a little trim. Oop, a little bit more. Always so tricky to get the edges trimmed. There. Okay, holding it down. I think I need a little glue there because it's already starting to dry. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Oh, I'm seeing a big old heart. Who gave me that big old heart? Cindy, thank you. Thank you for the heart. How about we get some shamrocks on there? Throw me some shamrocks. There we go. I need more glue up here. I didn't put enough up there and it started to dry. A little bit more glue. I don't know where I got this, Vicky, this ribbon. It was given to me, I think, by my mother-in-law, and that was several years ago. So I'm sure you could find something similar. I am looking for my glue lid. Ah, where did it go? You can tell oh, there it is. I'm like, you can tell it's Monday. There. Okay, and let's stick that back on. I didn't have quite enough tacky glue under there to get that to stay down properly. There we are. This is me being picky. I want it to be just right. There. I think that turned out really, really cute. What do y'all think? We need a little glue down here in these corners. It's popping up a little bit. All right, I think it's done here. We could do something else with it, but I think it's done. I do want to put something on the center just to kind of press it down because it's popping up a little bit. So I will have to, well, let's just improvise. Is this what everybody else does? Just grab something heavy and let that set down on there till it dries completely. Let's see. Let me find a full bottle of paint here. Oh, this is always a good one. The big old bottle of black paint. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. There we go. So this is the one we finished today. I'll hold it up there. See all this sparkle? Look at the sparkle. Very shiny, very sparkly, very fun. And like I said, if you want to learn how to do the little painting part of it, this little guy here, just put Shamrock in the comments and I'll send you the link to that video I did last week. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Be creative, be artistic, get connected at the Painted Toad. I'll see you later.